My, what a lovely sunny day it is. Thank God. We're actually working outside. We've actually just had a power cut. Can you believe that? But luckily, thanks to the wonderful modern technology, it actually doesn't matter that much because we're working off Wi Fi, got a laptop, we've got our mobile phone that we always stream with. And while everybody else has got no electricity, we're listening to some tunage, working outside. We've got a really nice day today. Look at that, it's looking all very nice and sunny down there, which is always really cool. Anyway, I hope you're doing well today as well. Hope you've got a good Monday lined up. There we go. I'm just trying to get the lighting better. Hope you've got a good Monday lined up. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today was about, being an entrepreneur at the best of times is hard, right? It's really difficult. It's really challenging. We've always got things coming up that kind of get in the way and all of that kind of thing. But one of the real beauties about being a business owner is that every day can be different, and it's down to you to make a decision to make something different. Like, I'm sure you heard Tony Robbins say this. It just takes one decision and your life can change. And it's absolutely true. But most people never make decisions. They think they're making decisions. And actually, they're just doing the same thing every single day. And was it Albert Einstein who said the definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And one of the beauties is, because we're business owners, we don't have to do the same thing over and over again. We can just decide to go do something different. Like after this, the beach bars are back open down near the airfield. So I think I'm probably going to head down to the beach bars down near the airfield because we've got no electricity, right? I can make that as a decision. We might go to a different beach bar. We've got the little mini drone. We might take that up, go get some footage for our video editor to create with, and so on. So we've got all these decisions that we can make, and we don't have to continually make the same decision time and time again. If you're putting content out there and it's just not working, it's time to switch it up. Time to move around the type of content that you're putting out, so that actually you can begin to put in some different type of content. Some content that might actually work. Sorry, I'm just straightening up the phone there because it was all a bit wonky. And this is the key. This is the beauty of it. And we're not here for long, are we? We're here for 80 or 90 years if we're lucky. And most people live the same year after year after year. And I get that you do things that you like and you want to do those again and again and again. I definitely get that. I'm the same. But also, if some of those things that are happening aren't making your life the way that you want it to be, you need to change it up somehow. You need to just mix it up. You need to do something different. And in fact, I was watching something yesterday. It was like, the TV show in America, and it's for really large people. I think this woman was like 700 pounds or something. And he asked her what she was snacking on, and she said, "Oh, grapes and crackers." And you're like, "Yeah, of course." In between the 15 takeaways a day you get. And obviously she found that very difficult. I think there's a mental well-being challenge going on there, in all honesty. But you can make the decision. When you reach a point of no return, that decision gets much harder. And I've put weight on in the last couple of months. I put an extra 5 kilos on, crazy amount of weight. So now I'm back to it because I'm like, okay, I can make a decision right now to make that change. Just like you can make a decision to improve your life in some way. Is there a language you need to learn? Is there a skill that you need to learn? Do you need to understand AI? Do you need to go live? Do you need to create some content? Do you need to run some Facebook ads? Do you actually need to recruit somebody into your business? Do you need to take that leap of faith and bite the bullet? Lots of metaphors going on there, but you need to take that leap of faith and go and recruit that one person, then free you up to go and do all the other things that you need to do. And in fact, we made that decision in April. We took on a new scheduler and we took on a video editor, and those results are now starting to come through. So like content like this, for example, I would be the person creating all the little video shorts, and it's really, really time consuming. Now I don't have to do that. And so we can go off and create lots of videos like this, and they can pull out all the little shorts, they can edit them, they can schedule them, and we've got weeks worth of content now lined up that I would have had to have scheduled before, but now I'm not having to do that because we recruited another person. And maybe that's the same in your business. Is it a salesperson that you need? Is it somebody who's sitting there to go through your emails and email every single person on active campaign and update the notes section? Yeah, I spoke to this person and they're going to do this. Is it that person that you need to hire in your business? so that you can start generating more sales and more leads. Because let's face it, we're business owners, we're entrepreneurs, and the thing about being a business owner is that nothing happens until a sale is made. I'm sure you've heard that before. And you know, I wake up and often, which is really cool, by the way. It's one of the things I love about being an entrepreneur is I wake up and I'm very excited. Like I woke up this morning, jumped out of bed, I had CrossFit to do, which I did my own session, joining with some of the other people when they did some of the other things, did my own session, got back, took the dog out for a walk, spoke to a couple of people, checked in with the team. Brilliant. I jump out of bed on a morning because I'm excited to see what's going on. I'm also excited to see what's going on in America. Episode 212, whatever, however long we've been around. I'm always excited about what's going on in America and see what other mess has been going on. A lot of empty shelves, apparently, due to the tariffs. And people on Temu. I've got my Temu order, and they're like, oh, it was $30 for a dress, and they'll be charged, I don't know what it is, $80 because of all the tariffs. It's just hilarious. I do feel sorry for the American people, however, but you voted for it, so maybe not them specifically. But anyway, this is the point, right? The point is that you can change life. You can change it in a heartbeat, and often it's just a decision. Is it? Where was I? Right? Is it the person that you need to hire? Is that the thing that's going to actually change your life? Is it? Okay, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to start a diet. I'm going to join CrossFit. And all these things, by the way, the very first few days are the hardest because you have to commit to those first few days. And it's challenging. I remember the first time I walked into CrossFit, there was all these guys there with the shirts off, ripped abs, built, and I'm walking up, there's Fat Dan, walking in. Hey up, lads. And I'm in Spain as well, of course. My Spanish is still dreadful. And luckily, they spoke some English. Oh, my God. And that's so much the hardest bit. That first step was absolutely. And here we are. What are we? 3 years in now? I think 3 years we've been doing CrossFit. I went this morning, did rope climbs, handstand push-ups, can do all these amazing things that I could never do before. It's fine to make those decisions. When you make that decision, you then have to commit to the process, whatever that process is. And if you go, okay, actually, Dan, I am listening. I need to go recruit somebody. I need to recruit a salesperson. Okay. And then what happens is nothing. You sit on that idea and 6 months goes past. And I get it. You've got to balance the books and make sure you can afford it. And have you got time to train them and give them feedback and all that stuff? And it's a commitment, right? And I absolutely get all of that. But the commitment to losing the weight, the commitment to joining CrossFit, the commitment to getting a salesperson, the commitment to start marketing and publishing live streams like this. And I only had one person watch my live stream. Brilliant. That's awesome. That's one person. Now you can go to 2 people or 3 people. And if you live stream every day, trust me on this, you will get more people watching you. And so it starts with the decision and then it moves to commitment. And this is the process that you need. Think about a decision that you've made in your life at some point in the past. It could be a dreadful decision, but let's stick with some positive ones. Think about a decision that you made. And if you want to stick it in the chat, you could do that. But think about a decision that you made that when you look back on that event, when you look back on that decision, you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, one that springs to mind for me is moving to Spain. And by the way, I've got lots of great decisions and I've got some really bad decisions as well, by the way. Things you said that you shouldn't have said, stuff you've done, the way that reacted. Instead of making a decision to act in a certain way, you reacted in an angry way. Like we've all got those, you yell at your kids and then you're like, oh no, it's a lifetime of regret now because you're frustrated at something and your kid asked for something and you yelled at them. You do a million things right, you do one thing wrong, and that's it. That's your ego ruined for the rest of your life. Like I'm a father, right, of 3 children, so I don't know if you have kids, but if you haven't got kids, it will happen. Or you get frustrated with your parent who's elderly, for example. Oh, for God's sake, right? It's going to happen. But let's not dwell on those. Let's dwell on some of the good stuff. Think about some of the decisions that you've made in the past that you've actually committed on. And then let's think about some of the decisions that you've made that you made a decision, but you didn't commit on it. And I'm sure you've heard the story, 4 frogs sitting on a log. One decides to jump off. How many frogs sitting on a log? It's still 4 because he's only made the decision. He actually hasn't taken the action to jump off that log. And this is where most people are in their business. They go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to lose some weight, I'm going to start eating well, I'm going to join CrossFit, I'm going to recruit a salesperson, I'm going to live stream every day, I'm going to create little pieces of content, I'm going to do this, and this. And nothing happens. And that's the problem. And so you need to commit to this idea that you're going to make a change in your life. My wife is just WhatsApping me. Have we got electricity? No is the answer. We're running off battery. So, but this is the beauty of it, right? You can make loads and loads and loads of bad decisions. I made loads of bad decisions all the way through February and March and half of April, right? Like 2 months worth of bad decisions about food. Made lots and lots and lots of bad decisions. Interestingly, Spain has got no power. Spain, Portugal, and France. Wow, power is down. That's interesting. Is that a terrorist thing? Interesting. If you know anything about that, please let me know on the chat. You are my outside line to what's going on right now. Weird, isn't it? Spain, Portugal, and France, power is down. If you know anything about that, let me know. If go and find out for me if you can, because that would be useful. Stick it in the chat. And in the meantime, let's talk about making lots and lots of bad decisions, and then actually, you know, like I made lots of bad decisions about my food for 2 months, and then I decided a couple of days ago, okay, I'm going to eat properly. And I made all those decisions, and then put weight on, waistlines got bigger, and then in the last couple of days started eating better, weight is dropping off, waistline's getting better, and so on. And we all have those decisions. Let me just ask if this is terrorism. Are we under a terrorist attack, by the way, in Europe? Because all our electricity have gone off. Could well be. Interesting, eh? So these are decisions. And the question then for you is, what is the decision that you're going to actually make today? What is that going to be? Are you going to make a decision to lose some weight, right? And it's actually not a decision to lose weight. It's actually a decision to start eating better. Let's have a look. But you cannot return the time wasted. No, 100%. You absolutely cannot return the time that's been wasted. Absolutely. And that's the danger, isn't it? But you know what? I think that time is never wasted. I think that time is the lessons. That's the stuff that we needed to learn. Me going off on a bender and eating loads of bad food, right? And not doing CrossFit. And then getting to this point, and I'm at this point, and I'm thinking in my mind, I'm going, you've done it again. You got really fit, you lost loads of weight, and then you've kind of self-sabotaged. Because this is the thing that's really important. This is the thing that we do to ourselves. We self-sabotage. We know what we should do. We know we should eat better, right? We know we should go to the gym. We know we should live stream every day. We know we should post more content. We know we should run Facebook ads. We know we should pick up the phone and follow up with people who've expressed an interest in your business. We know all of that. And do we do it? No. Even though we know what to do, but sometimes these lessons come and they smack us around the face because these are the lessons that we actually needed to learn in the first place. And so the question is, what are you going to do about it? Like, what is it today? It's the 28th of April. Is today the day that you go, oh my gosh, okay, no more. I'm going to raise my standards. You know, what is it at Tony Robbins? You know, at the end, raise a new standard, set a higher level. I can't remember what he says now. I used to have it. It used to be imprinted on my brain. But these are the things that you need to be doing to make sure that your life is never going to be the same again. What are those decisions that you need to make right now? Is it getting into a relationship? Is it getting out of a relationship? Is it improving the relationship? Is it picking up the phone and speaking to a parent that you fell out with 10 years ago? I did that. I fell out with my parents, which I'm not going to go into why. But and then one day I just turned up for a cup of tea and we managed to patch it back up. And I would never say it's 100% and all back, but it's definitely better than it was, right? And that came from a decision. And my fingers are going to hurt from clicking all the time. But what are these decisions? Okay, so let's run through what they could be. Relationships, in, out, or improve. Business, start, finish, or improve. Health, start eating better foods, start exercising, recover from an injury, ask ChatGPT for a diet plan, for an exercise plan. How many steps do you need to do? Like, it could be as simple as doing 10,000 steps a day. You get to, let's up it a little bit. Let's go to 12,000, right? One of the things I noticed when I went on holiday to America in July of last year, we ate so much junk food, like so much food, but I didn't actually put weight on. And the reason I didn't put weight on is because we're doing 15 to 20,000 steps every single day. And so the weight just didn't come on. So, and that was because of all the steps that I was doing. And the reason I did the steps was I wanted to eat all that bad food. And I made the decision that I could, I could go out and go and exercise, and I could cover off all of my food that was needed. And so that was a decision that I had to make. Hang on one second. We're going to go to the shops, by the way, in case it's a terrorist attack. We are normally on the ball. Let's open up Twitter and just see what's going on with Twitter. If anybody can find out what's going on with the electricity in Spain, France, and Portugal, please, that would be really useful. Because we are actually going to finish the live stream fairly quickly. Because who knows, right? It's 2025. Nobody knows what's going on these days. Who knows? Is it terrorism? We just have no idea. And I don't like overreacting, but sometimes you have to make a decision, right? We're talking about decisions. Sometimes you have to make a decision to go get all the bits. Like, I was just messaging my wife, and she's like, "Oh, we need water, and we need some items from the supermarket." And actually, as soon as this finishes, which is in a few minutes, I'm actually going to go and head off to go get some supplies in, because we don't know what's going on. We like to be at the front of that. Very interesting, though. More importantly, we need to eat some food out of the freezer, but I can't cook any of the food out of the freezer. It looks like I'm eating ice cream and ice lollies. Oh, barbecue. That's what we need. Let's go get some barbecue stuff, because all our electricity is out. It looks like we're having barbecue for the next couple of days. Who knows? Anyway, decisions, business. I think what you need to do is you need to make a list of all the things that are not working in your life, right? And a lot of people don't do this self-reflection. I think it's really, really important that we do self-reflection. What's not working? And go and ask ChatGPT. This is where I have a problem in my life. I'm not sure how to solve it. Can you help? And ChatGPT will go, yeah, of course, just do this, this, and this, and it'll give you some things for you to go off and do. And sometimes you might do very well with some of those things, and sometimes you'll mess it up, and that's totally fine. It's just the way that it goes. So go and ask ChatGPT, find out the areas in your life, have a think about them, go and ask it, what can I do to improve? And then set yourself a goal for the next 30 days. So for the entirety of May, set this new way of living, so that the decisions that you're going to make, so if you make these decisions now and you start taking action throughout May, by the end of May, you're going to have lost some weight, you're going to gain some muscle, you're going to be able to run a bit further, you're going to look better in clothes, you know, if this is a health thing. Your business is going to be better because now you're live streaming, more people know who you are and they can buy from you, because people buy from people that they know, right? You can then pull out some short pieces of content. You need to publish all that content. Like, there's so many different things that you can do to go and put yourself in this position where life is going to start improving. And it starts with taking one decision and committing to that decision and doing that. And then you go to the next one and you commit to that decision, and then you do that. And life and success is built of all these hundreds of thousands of little decisions over time. Like that. These are these decisions, by the way. These are the decisions that you need to be making over time. But when you get to the end of the month, the quarter, the year, the decade, your life, you're going to have some success. So this is what you need to go do. Go do it. I'm going to go to the supermarket just in case we have no power for a few days. And I suppose I better get some, we've got some solar as well. I better get that out in the sun as well, since it's sunny. Might as well get some power. Then at least we can charge phones and all of that kind of jibber jabber. Anyway, look, I hope you find that useful. All very exciting with no power. I'm sure it's nothing, but who knows? Have yourself a wicked day, and we'll catch up with you on the next one. Have a great day, guys.